Supplements, real or scams, and what actually works for men over 50. I've avoided this topic for a while, for good reason. It's noisy, divisive, and full of opinions from experts, in quotes, on both sides. It's also a very long topic. Some people treat supplements like magic. Others say they're all a scam or not needed. I don't fully agree with either camp. Why supplements might be necessary? I'm a realist. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need supplements at all. We'd eat nutrient-rich food every day, sleep well every night, live stress-free lives, breathe clean air, and never be exposed to toxins. But that's not the world we live in. And for aging men, even doing everything right might still not be enough. There's been a decline in nutrient density of food, soil depletion, storage, processing, and what we consider real food. Increased stress, environmental toxins, sleep disruptions, age-related decline in absorption on hormone production. So what's my supplement philosophy and what I take and why? I don't take supplements because an influencer on Instagram or Facebook told me to, or because I saw them advertised on a TV commercial. I take them because I've tested, tracked, and verified that they actually help me, and most have been referred to by trusted sources. How do I know if it actually works? Okay, I get blood work, baseline and follow-ups. I track physical and cognitive responses, not just how I think I feel or how I feel it works, but objective results. Let's talk about supplement studies. Too many supplement studies are garbage. Many are funded by the companies selling the product. And a lot of what's online isn't science, it's marketing. How to evaluate research and what I always look for when evaluating a study. I look at the sample size, the funding, the source, where the study was done, who the people were who did the study design, and the length of the study. I actually go super over the top OCD and also look at the other studies that the same group, company, or people also led or participated in. Aside from studies, there are danger of assuming one size fits all. And there's also the placebo effect and confirmation bias. There are 3 common manipulation tactics which are used in distorting supplement research. I'm including testosterone and growth hormone in this discussion. We will address both testosterone and HGH next. Here are 3 major ways supplement research gets distorted. Okay, 1, relative versus absolute risk benefit. This is really clever and a thing that fools most people. I've even fallen for this over the years, so you really have to do your own research. Here's a perfect example. A study says this supplement increases testosterone by 30%. This sounds amazing until you do the research and run your own calculations. So if the baseline testosterone equals 200 NGDL, we won't get into the weeds right now, but NGDL stands for nanograms per deciliter. It's a unit of measurement used to express the concentration of a substance in a liquid, often blood. Okay, so if the baseline is 200 NGDL and the post-supplement T is 260 NGDL. The increase after you take the supplement is 260. That's an increase of 60. So if you do the math, that's a 30% relative increase, but only 60 NGDL absolute gain, which is clinically insignificant. But the 30% figure is used to fool consumers into thinking there's a dramatic effect when an actual benefit is really fractional. I recently saw a similar study done, but in reverse. The study said that by taking the supplement, there was a 30% decrease, but again, only a 60 NGDL absolute, which is negligible. 2, they use cherry-picked or weak study designs. Many supplement studies use small sample sizes, okay, underpowered, no control group, no placebo, short duration, as small as 2 to 4 weeks, can't learn anything. Healthy young participants who don't need the supplement to begin with. Some even use animal studies or in vitro petri dish results and apply them to humans. I see a lot of these. I was recently asked to test the supplement, but of course I looked at the study first. There were a lot of claims about the effectiveness of the supplement and a lot of hype around the laboratory studies. And it turned out that their only study was in vitro petri dish in a lab in China. After reading the study, I passed on the product. So these studies are not real world applicable, okay, but still used to market the products. And number 3, funding bias and ghostwriting. Many studies are funded by the supplement manufacturers themselves. Positive results are more likely to get published than negative. And in some cases, in some studies, they're even ghostwritten, meaning that people credited didn't actually do the research themselves or the studies. The result, skewed results and misleading abstracts that sound science-based but are marketing in disguise. I've written extensively about this in my book, If Inner Fitness. If you want to learn more about this topic or other topics related to nutrition, supplements, etc., check that out. Let's move on to testosterone and growth hormone. I get a lot of questions about supplements, but I get into the most arguments about testosterone and growth hormone. Guys get incredibly passionate and defensive about their supplements, but almost religious about testosterone supplements. Why? Well, they really want to believe what they are taking works, and they read and watch and listen to a lot of people marketing over-the-counter products which claim to have incredible benefits, and they want to believe themselves. Guys, yes, you can increase your testosterone by exercise, proper nutrition, and certain supplementation, but the increase, as I stated, is marginal. I'm going to repeat this. It's only marginal. That means so small that most of you are wasting your time and your money. We talked about how the research is skewed. If you want to increase your testosterone in a meaningful way, any meaningful way, you're going to have to take actual testosterone replacement, not supplements. So let's dive into testosterone and growth hormone. Testosterone supplementation, this is some plain talk for guys over 40, okay? 40, 50, 60 on. What is testosterone? What does it matter? Testosterone is a primary male hormone responsible for muscle mass, libido, energy, motivation, recovery, and mental sharpness. Levels naturally decline with age, often starting as early as 30 years old. The problem with normal ranges, most labs say that it's between 300 to 1,000 NGDL is normal for testosterone, but here's the truth. Normal doesn't mean optimal. The range includes sick, obese, and aging men, so it's skewed downward. Further, one man may feel great at 600, another may feel like a zombie at 900. So it's not all in the number, it's all relative. Energy, sex drive, strength, mental clarity, recovery, motivation. If these are declining, then the number is only part of the equation. Total T versus free T, what's the difference? Total T is all testosterone in blood, free plus bound. Free T is the active testosterone your body can actually use. Free T is typically only 1 to 3% of total T, but what makes you feel and perform well. So for example, a guy with a high total T could still feel lousy if his free T is low. Always test both total and free T. Common symptoms of low testosterone: low energy and chronic fatigue, decreased sex drive and weak erections, loss of muscle mass, strength, brain fog and low motivation, mood swings and depression, poor recovery from workouts, increased belly fat. We've talked about belly fat before. Here is the question I get asked all the time, and I mentioned it earlier. Can you raise testosterone naturally? Yes, but only marginally. You really can't. Sleep, lifting weights, reducing alcohol, cutting stress, clean eating, all help. But if your levels are clinically low, these changes might only raise T by a very small percentage. Natural methods are healthy, but they're not a replacement for testosterone replacement therapy when levels are truly low. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, here is the real story. Most common form, testosterone cypionate, which is injectable, either subcutaneous, that's the skin, you get injections, or intramuscular, right in the muscle, thigh, and the glutes a lot of the time. Other forms, creams, gels, nasal sprays, others, what it does, restores T levels to optimal ranges, again, that's relative, improves energy, sex drive, muscle tone, recovery, and even confidence. What it does not do, it does not turn you into bodybuilder unless you are taking unnatural mass dosages. That's typically 10 to 100 times what would be medically prescribed by a doctor for therapy, or even higher. Replace workouts with good nutrition and fix unrelated health issues. It's not a magic pill. I can't advise you to take testosterone or growth hormone, but if any of this information resonates with you and you want to learn more, then seek professional guidance by a qualified physician who specializes in hormone optimization. Get regular blood work, testosterone, etc. Avoid over-the-counter testosterone boosters. They're mostly crap. And as I stated, they may only improve your results by a very small percentage. Let's talk about growth hormone, HGH, and aging. What is it? Growth hormone. Okay, it helps with muscle repair and recovery, fat metabolism, skin elasticity, sleep quality, and cognitive health. Why HGH declines with age? HGH levels peak in your 20s and drop steadily after age 30. By 50 to 60, most men produce a fraction of what they used to. So the options for growth hormone support, injections, just like with testosterone. Okay, this is prescription only, and they're highly effective, but it's very expensive. You need a prescription and medical monitoring. Okay, peptides, something called CJC 1295. Moderate to highly effective, and they help stimulate natural GH production. And then there's the over-the-counter GH boosters, which low to no effectiveness. It's mostly hype, not proven any real benefit in aging results in any real test. Like testosterone, GH support should always be done with a qualified and knowledgeable doctor. I've seen how hormone decline can wreak havoc on the performance and quality of life, and how the right testing and treatment can make a huge difference. So if this resonates with you, the next step isn't buying a supplement online. It's finding a doctor who specializes in hormone optimization, doing proper blood work, and making decisions based on you, not comparing yourself to other people or averages. So let's talk about my personal supplements. Thomas's Supplements 2025. I'll do an overview in this video, and then I'll go into much more detail in my Substack article, because there's just too much to go over here. I take a multivitamin. I cover all my bases with reputable, high-quality vitamin. I'm going to repeat, reputable, high-quality vitamin. That's right here. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to do your own research. I can't recommend specific products. It's something called paraxanthine. This enhances cognitive function, improves memory, and increases focus on attention. Basically a caffeine type of stimulant with less side effects. I take that, but I create my own doses with my own shells, because I want to monitor exactly how much I'm taking. Creatine monohydrate. Creatine helps maintain continuous energy supply in our muscles during intense lifting or exercise. In addition, it provides more energy, helps increase muscle growth. Creatine helps speed up muscle recovery. It may also positively impact brain function by enhancing energy production in brain cells, potentially improving memory, reasoning, and cognitive performance, particularly in older adults. Millions of studies over the years and years of studies. I take this, I recommend this, I talk about this in my book, Inner Fitness. B6, vitamin B6 may play a role in preventing kidney stones by reducing oxalate levels. I had a massive kidney stone issue, lasted a month, had 2 surgeries. So I take B6, it's been helping. Nitric oxide. Many nitric oxide supplements include beetroot or beetroot powder as the key ingredient, because beetroots are rich in source of dietary nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps relax and widen blood vessels, potentially improving blood flow. Blood work and real objective results. It works for me, I take it. Saw palmetto. It's a popular supplement primarily used to address symptoms of frequent urination in men, especially during the night. I was a not believer, tested it myself, gave it about 3 weeks to a month. Works for me, objectively. I take that every day. DIM, this is a tricky one to pronounce. Diindaldolmethane. DIM is a compound found in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. DIM doesn't directly boost testosterone levels. It focuses on optimizing the body's hormonal balance by regulating estrogen. I take that every day. I had my doubts. I'm still on the fence. It's still in the test phase. Probiotics and prebiotics. Prebiotics are a type of fiber that feeds on the beneficial bacteria in your gut, but probiotics are live microorganisms, bacteria or yeast, that directly act to the population of good bacteria for gut health, reduced inflammation, improved overall health. I've noticed huge results since I started really taking prebiotics and probiotics. And then last is melatonin and magnesium. I take that every night, and it really helps with better sleep, more relaxed sleep, although crazy dreams. So that about wraps it up. The bottom line, be your own best advocate. Don't get emotionally attached to a supplement. Treat it like a stock. Study the fundamentals, do the research. If it makes sense, buy it, use it. If it stops making sense, no longer works for you, sell it and move on. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about this topic and more about health, fitness, nutrition, inspiration, and wellness strategies, check out my 2 latest books, Biomatic Body, Fitness Strategies from the Animal Kingdom, and the 16 Elements of Fitness. And my other book, Inner Fitness, Your Body, the Owner's Manual. The title speaks for itself. If you have a question about fitness, it's probably in this book. They're both available on Amazon.com or linked from our website, www.phrogfitness.com. Thank you.